there's a number. So you thought Cam Newton was a hater with the things that he was saying.
This other guy, we already know he's a hater.
This dude is the biggest hater of the Commanders that lives in the U.S. That he doesn't even cheer for a team in the division. BMitch, I don't understand. Like if he were an Eagles fan or he was a Cowboys fan, I'd understand it more. I don't get it. But Adam Rank is back to his usual stuff. Some people are just haters, BMitch. I don't know why. Some people
they're that by nature, dog.
Love to hate.
Mm-hmm.
The number one hater for Washington right now,
he's been there for a while,
is Adam Rank. And I don't think it's particularly close.
Mm-hmm.
I had to double check when we were sending this around. So he was on NFL Network. He does this thing for, I think, all 32 teams. He goes through, does a win-loss for the entire schedule, and ends up looking at, what he thinks their record's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
7-10 is the prediction he has for the 2025 Washington Commanders.
Okay.
7-10. I had to make sure it wasn't 2024. This is 2025. Yep. So if we go through this, he has them beating the Giants in week 1, losing 3 straight to Green Bay, Vegas, and Atlanta.
Okay.
Then he has them beating the Chargers. I mean, this one's not a shocker. He has them losing to the Bears. He's a big Bears fan. He has them losing to the Cowboys, losing to the Chiefs. Then he has them beating the Seahawks, Lions, and then the Dolphins. Bye week, he has them beating the Broncos, and then finishing with 4 of 5 losses by losing to the Vikings, the Giants, beating the Eagles in their first matchup in Week 16, and then finishing the year off with 2 straight losses. 7-10 is his prediction for the team.
Okay.
I don't...
You know what I think about that? I think Adam Rank knows he's not liked in this area.
Well, for sure. I mean,
and Adam Rank knows if he goes out and he says something as obnoxious as he just said, we're going to talk about it. And we're going to do exactly what he wants. Click. Click.
I can't stand it.
I just say everybody has opinions.
Doesn't make them right.
It's like everybody has something else. And I think Adam Rank is that something else.
Next time we bring him on the show, I'm going to bet him. And once we beat the Bears,
don't bring him on the show.
No. Why not? It's content.
Why do I care about his opinion on anything?
Because we're facing the Bears. We got to call somebody.
We have content and we have.
There are plenty of Bears dudes. I got connections with Mitch Rosen. I can get you somebody from the score out there.
Hey man,
Big Brad Pitt.
Hey man, I just want to bet this brother that we're going to beat the Bears and we're going to win more than 7 games. And I want push-ups on the TV.
Oh, I need more than push-ups.
I want push-ups saying I love the Commanders 20 times. I like when people talk. I like self-humiliation. So yeah, you think we're going to win 7 games and lose to the Bears? Let's place a wager on it. If you lose, give me 20 push-ups on TV. I lose, I do my 20 push-ups on the stream.
It has been baffling to me watching, because this isn't just, I mean, he's been perpetually hating on this team for years, but we saw last year there was a lot of hate from specifically Chicago Bears fans for this team and Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
And I guess I can understand it a little bit. We don't care. We don't care one bit.
They're hurt.
Well, I can understand from their perspective because they're watching the quarterback that was drafted right behind theirs that is better, played a lot better, led their team to the NFC Championship. Meanwhile, theirs is, look, I like Caleb Williams, so I'm not going to trash him, but I'd rather have Jaden Daniels. So I can understand them looking over here, but I don't care. Say whatever you want as a Bears fan. They haven't had a quarterback throw for 4,000 yards ever. They've won. I know they're a historic franchise, BMitch, but has there been a team that has lived off of one Super Bowl more than the Chicago Bears?
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
at first, yes.
I can care less.
Who?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
I just had to take a shot at them. Yeah. That's one fan base I hate.
Adam Rank said,
yeah.
So.
I just think, like, all we talk about with the Bears and all that, they won one Super Bowl. And look, that team was great. That team was awesome. And if we want to go back to pre-Super Bowl, I wasn't around for that, so I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. That doesn't interest me at all. Chicago, whatever. It doesn't make any sense why you would hate on this team. They're so likable. And Jaden is so likable. They're going to be better in 7 wins. There's no question about that. I think the question, to make it a little more relevant to us here is, do you think that they're going to improve off of last year? Maybe not in terms of wins and losses, because I think that there's a real possibility, BMitch, that this team plays better football
and have less wins,
looks better, but has maybe 10, 11 wins versus the 12 that they had last year.
And I agree with you, but I don't think for 1 second that they're going to win just 7 games.
We were talking about this before the show. I think this is still important. Like, they need to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying Super Bowl or bust, but they need to make the playoffs.
I'm not with the quarterback gets better, but the team doesn't get better. No, if the quarterback gets better, the team better get better.
Yeah, because then it opens up a can of worms of, like, did the defense just suck, or what was going on around him that he got better, but the team wasn't necessarily better. But I think this year you have to make the playoffs. Like, that's the bare minimum expectation for this team. Whether it's 10 wins and a wild card. Now, here's what I think is interesting about this is, if we've learned anything about the NFC East over the last couple of decades, the team that won it last year ain't winning. So one of the other 3 is winning the division this year. It ain't going to be Philadelphia, just because of the track record. Because we say this every year, by the way. You're like, oh, well, there's no way that Dallas doesn't win it this year. There's no way that Philly doesn't win it this year. And then they don't. Mm-hmm. Someone else pops up. Commanders are the leader in the clubhouse to take that crown. And I think there's a real shot that they could do it. I don't think Philly got better this offseason. Not to say that, they won the Super Bowl, so it's not like they have to get better. But and it's not like they got big time worse, but I think they got a little bit worse this offseason. I would think you would look at the Commanders and say that they got a little bit to a lot better this offseason. And I think a lot of that is going to ride on Jaden and seeing how he continues to perform and the steps that he takes this offseason. But I don't know. That'd be fun. If they can find a way to win the NFC East and take that crown, wearing these jerseys.
Yep. And for sure they'll be here in 2016 for every time.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do, but I don't.
But you and I were looking at some video, and those jerseys pop up a lot.
They do pop up a lot.
On the road, at home. They don't just.
We're watching Brian Mitchell highlights, and there are plenty of them, and BMitch is always wearing the white jersey, making big plays. Dog. Maybe we can get you out of retirement for one game to pop off one more. What do you think?
Well, I did again.
Sam good.
Look, did again. They pay a lot.
We can get a little dirty 30 kick return. How about that? Coming up next, one guy that we've talked a little bit about. You talked about Terry McLaurin. He wasn't in the video or in the pictures, the videos about the new jerseys. At what point do we have to get to a point where we talk about the Terry McLaurin contract with a little bit of concern? We'll talk about that next here on BMitch and Finlay.